Okay. So the next type of barrier is semantic or language barrier. Now, what is the meaning of the word semantic? Semantic is nothing but related to the meaning of the word. Semantic relates to the meaning of the word. Okay, now what can be the barrier? There are words, and because of the words, because of certain sentences, you can take different meaning out of the sentence, which is not as per the idea in the end of the sentence. I am repeating the same, please pay attention. Semantic barrier किससे बोलते हैं? Semantic का मैंने क्या बोला आपको? It's related to meaning. Correct? Meaning से related है. मतलब suppose there are certain words. I have one meaning of that word. You have another meaning about that word. But my word and my meaning is different than yours. You will misunderstand the message. You will take another meaning out of it. Correct? So when there are certain sentences, words, of which if you are taking different meaning, another meaning, then there will be miscommunication or failure of communication. It will not be successful communication. Is it successful here? It is not. So there is variety of semantic barriers. Again, say it is called as semantic or language barrier. See, semantic and language both are same. Words are part of language. Semantic is related to language only. Meaning is related to language only. It's part of language. So it can be language barrier, but language barrier is a large concept, wide concept. Semantic is a part of language. Words are units of language. Correct? If I want to say language barrier, it's a I can say it's a wide concept, umbrella term that considers or that many say factors can come under that. Say for example, pronunciation. If I'm an Indian, if I go in America, their pronunciation is totally different. We all are habitual with this kind of Indian English. Indian English is different than American or Western English. Huh? How it is different? Because the languages that we speak now, we stress many words. हम लोग क्या करते हैं? बहुत से हमारे हिंदी लैंग्वेज या फिर अदर लैंग्वेज में हम लोग वर्ड्स को स्ट्रेस करके बोलते हैं. There is stress pattern. In English, there are weak words. Weak words such as has. Then many words are there. Those are weak words. Those you should not pronounce with stress. That's why when you listen to any English movie, you will not be able to get those words. क्या बोल रहे हैं? समझ में नहीं आता. Because some words are with stress, others are weak words that your ears may not be say habituated to listen such kind of things. Because हम लोगों को आदत है सभी words हम लोग stress के साथ ही बोलते हैं. So we don't have that pattern. In English it is there. Especially the native speakers, they will not be able to understand their language. So in language barrier, pronunciation comes, complex sentences comes. If the sentence is complex one, बड़ा sentence है, difficult construction, sentence construction जो बड़ा lengthy one, that can create problem. Again, a totally different language is used. Let me talk about language barrier. Then we will go to semantic barrier. Okay, language barrier क्या है? बड़ा concept है, wide concept है. Semantic is a part of language. Language barrier can be said. Okay. So let me talk about language first, and then we'll understand semantic in detail. Then suppose a totally different language is there. Totally different language. Suppose I say Sivodnia Karoshia Pagoda. If I say Sivodnia Karoshia Pagoda, will you understand? It's Russian language. So the translation is today the weather is very nice. Though it is not, but I just wanted to give an example to you. The weather is nice. Now you understood the message because you know the language. So the first requirement for communication is both the sender and receiver, they must share the same code, same language, same verbal code. Okay. So if I use another language, you will not be able to understand a single thing. Most of the, if you go in South India, they will, if you can use some Hindi words, you can use certain English words and they will understand. But if you go to Russia and if you want to say anything, if they don't know your language, you will not be able to express to them, they will not be able to express to you. So language can create difficulty, totally different language. If you're using that can create problem. So voice, intonation pattern, pronunciation, totally different language. These all factors come under language barrier. And these factors can create difficulty to understand the language or understand the message. If you are not able to understand the message, if you are not able to decode the message, automatically there will be failure in communication. Understood this? Now let us go to semantic barrier. Now the first is misinterpretation of words. See, there are many words which are pluralistic in nature. Pluralistic means same word can have number of different shades of meaning. एक word का ही अलग-अलग meaning हो सकता है. Say for example, even there are certain homophones. Homophones pronunciation is same. उनका pronunciation same है, but उनका spelling और उनका meaning different है. Okay, say for example, chip and chip, cheap, chip and cheap, chip, any chip that you can insert in a device, cheap, sasta. So if I have used the word, I have used chip in the device. So you may wonder, if you know the meaning only one chip, that is sasta, you will wonder how that word can fixed into that. How can I take the meaning out of it? The person will get confused. कि क्या मतलब है इसका? Then the sender again, if it is oral communication, the person will repeat the message or he will explain that meaning to him. That is the requirement. If suppose if you're using a word which has multiple shades of meaning, you should properly clarify which meaning do you intend. That's how you can overcome this barrier of misinterpretation of words. अगर ऐसा word है, say for example, I will just read out the words. Wait a minute. Say for example, cheap, run, baby, then value, memo, test. Say for example, test, the word. Homophone, same pronunciation, different meanings are there. Same test of food and test that you appear, exam. So two words are there, two meanings are there. But if I'm using those and if you don't know which exactly I'm using, then you will not understand the message. Even there are certain homonyms also. That can also create the, see, homonym, same spelling, but different meanings are there, homonyms. Okay, homophones क्या क्या है? Spelling different है, pronunciation same है. Homonym का क्या है? Spelling same है, meaning different है. So that can create misunderstanding. The person may get confused. The receiver will get confused to understand what's the meaning of that sentence. Okay, then difference in language. Now I'm not here using the word different languages. मैंने एक पढ़ा है ना आपको अभी. Totally different languages है. You are Indian using Indian languages and there is a Chinese person, Russian person who knows only Russian language. When you are communicating with each other, there will be difficulty. Different languages, totally different languages, both are using. Now, difference in languages that you should focus. Difference in languages is different than different languages. समझ में आ रहा है? दोनों भी सेंडर एंड रिसीवर दोनों भी क्या करे, दोनों जो लैंग्वेज यूज करे टोटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर. Difference in language, there are certain words. It is related to semantics only. There are certain words in the language. The words which have same pronunciation in those languages, same words are there, pronunciation is same, but the meaning is different. Say for example, in English, the word is more, M-O-R-E. What's the word? More. In English, the word more means extra. Correct. In Marathi, more means, if you know Marathi, more means, what is it? It's not chidiya. Peacock. Correct. Then in Tamil, it is curd. Tamil में क्या है? It is in curd. Suppose, if a Tamil person comes and if he says in your Maharashtrian family, Marathi family, that I want more, okay, और वो उसने लैंग्वेज में कुछ तो बोला, he doesn't know what's the word for curd. Curd के लिए कौन सा word है उसको पता नहीं. If he says I want this, that वो उसने लैंग्वेज में थोड़ा बोला ये चाहिए, more चाहिए. So you may start wonder, अभी इसको more कहाँ से लेके दे हम लोग? What he will do out of that? Correct? More. So अगर तमिल भी है, suppose one English person goes to Tamilian family and if he says, I want more. Okay, he may be intending he wants some more rice, anything he has in his mind. But the Tamil person will offer him curd. You said, no, you want more. So we are offering you curd. So like that, if words in different languages, pronunciation is same, but the meaning differs, then again that can create difficulty in communication. Understood this? समझ में आ गई है? Next is use of jargon. I think I have referred this jargon earlier also. मैंने jargon का बोला था एक बार आपको. Technical language. I remember. Whatever I teach now, I do remember. Technical language. Let me explain when I have used that. I have used it. Let me remind that, then I will tell. But what is jargon? This is a special language, technical language used in a particular, say, profession. Say, the jargon of law, jargon of journalism, law. Court की language अलग होती है ना. Next year, you have business law. आपको business law करके subject है. At that time, you will remember the words I'm saying now. The sentences are totally different than our regular language, ordinary language. Okay, so if those sentences are different, if you don't know that jargon and somebody is using that jargon, that technical language, see, different words are there. And those words have different meaning that you don't know. अलग sentence होगा, उसका meaning आपको पता नहीं होगा because in that jargon, the meaning is totally different. Say for example, if we consider the language of court, law, the person was sentenced to death. What would be the meaning if you don't know the meaning of sentenced? Sentence का मतलब क्या है? Normal meaning, sentence, combinations of words, that is called a sentence. But if it is a law, jargon of law, court, the meaning is punishment. The person was punished. Okay, so that is the meaning of sentence in the jargon of law. But that you don't know, आपको पता नहीं है वो. So will you take out meaning out of it? मैंने जो sentence बोला आपको कुछ समझ में आ गया इसका meaning क्या हो सकता है? Journalism में भी बहुत से ऐसे words रहते हैं. If you read newspaper, you would find it difficult. English का newspaper अगर आप पढ़ते हैं तो आपको वो जो sentences use करेंगे, phrases use करेंगे, बहुत बार आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा. What's the meaning out of it? That certain words have different meanings in those typical jargon. That's why it is called as technical language. In the exam, this question can be asked. Blank is called as technical language. Now, what is a technical language? It is jargon that you should remember. And the first requirement is if you're using a jargon and the receiver does not know, you should clarify the meaning. This is how you can overcome this barrier. आपको meaning clarify करना है, or else don't use the jargon. नहीं तो आपको jargon use ही नहीं करना है, because that will create confusion, that will create misunderstanding, or that will result into communication failure. Understood jargon? Last two benches. आप दोनों क्या कर रहे बेटा? You are listening to me? Okay. And what are you doing? I know you are not listening to me. Can you please show that book to me? Yes, you were drawing something. I knew. I'm your teacher. Please don't pretend anything in front of me. I knew what you were doing. आपको बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. I was a student. Now I am a teacher. So I know what the students can do. And you can't hide anything from a language teacher, because we can read your intonation, we can read your body language. So we can easily read your mind. Okay, let us move ahead. Then use of jargon, that is done. Next is bypassed instructions. Now what is this bypassed instructions? Suppose a message is given to a person or a group of people. That message has been colored up, or a different meaning is taken out of that message. Whatever is the message, out of that you are taking out a different meaning. See, all those points that we are learning are related to meaning only. Semantic. ये जो सभी points पढ़ रहे हैं ना हम लोग, ये meaning related है. Sentence का भी अगर आप meaning गलत निकाल रहे हो, one instruction is given, but you are taking some another meaning out of that, then it is called as bypassed instructions. Suppose a senior has given you one instruction that one typical instruction have been given. So if that message is given to you, you are taking some another meaning out of it, then it becomes bypassed instruction. Okay, so there can be miscommunication because of this. These are semantic or language barriers. Even I have given language barriers before. The thing that I have explained in the first, when I began this semantic or language barrier. Language barriers occur due to the pronunciation, accent difference in languages, use of complex sentences, grammar error, use of pun. Pun भी use करते बहुत बार. If you know the meaning of pun, same sentence, but the sentence can have different shades of meaning. दूसरा कोई तो अलग ही मतलब उससे निकल सकता है pun. Some of you may not be aware of this. In Marathi, there is one actor, Dada Konke करके. He's famous for that pun. वो एक sentence बोले उसका दूसरा अलग ही मतलब बहुत से meaning निकल सकते हैं उसमें. There can be various shades of meaning if you are using the same sentence. Say for example, if you have made a tea, if you have offered that, so you can say, if you don't like it, but still you can say, ah, very nice tea. The tone is different. You can understand what's the meaning out of it. Opposite meaning is expressed. But the person does not know your tone, or he is not able to read out that, then message will not be communicated. So language barrier can take place. Next, how to overcome semantic or language barrier? You should use concrete and specific language and words. Now, what is the meaning of concrete? Concrete matlab, use those words, sentences which can have direct meaning, which doesn't have shades of meaning. ऐसे words use करने हैं जिसका एक ही मतलब निकल सकता है. Don't use words which can have multiple meanings. Even don't use sentences that can have different meaning also. So you should use concrete and specific language and words. Avoid use of jargons. Jargon use नहीं करना है. Use simple and short sentences. छोटे sentences, simple sentences use करो. And pay attention to your pronunciation and accent. If suppose I start using the American accent, will it be possible for you to understand anything out of it? Is it possible for you to understand that? It's not. Correct? नहीं होगा ना हमको. It will not be digestible if I start using that accent. So you should understand the receiver first before using any accent, before using the pronunciation style. So you should decide कि कैसे pronounce करना है words. Pronunciation must be clear word. वो clear होना चाहिए, or else other person they will not understand. Even the accent you should take care of. Okay, let us move ahead. Then avoid usage of puns that can create misunderstanding. So pun avoid करना है. Then reduce the number of messages. Many messages if you give at the same time, that can create difficulty to understand the language. Next is psychological barrier. Now psychology is related to what? It is related to our mind. So there can be certain problems. The person may find it difficult to communicate because of many issues related to say emotional level of the person, mental condition of the person. So all the issues related to your mind can create problems in communication. There are certain factors that we will discuss, which are the psychological aspects of a person that can create problem in communication. Those barriers are called as psychological barrier. What are those factors? क्या बोला मैंने? ऐसे जो aspects है, factors है related to your mind, आपके मन से जुड़े हुए जैसे जो कोई भी aspects है, वो difficulty create करते हैं, problem create करते हैं to communicate as well as to understand the message. So let us understand those. First one is different perceptions. Now, what is the meaning of perception? Opinion, simple meaning of that opinion. So there can be different opinions about the same thing. For example, if a student is sitting in the class, in a very relaxed posture, ऐसे पीछे bend होके हाथ पे ऐसे मतलब पूरा आराम से बैठा है. One teacher can think that the person is not interested in the class. Another teacher can think that the person is maybe interested or maybe tired, so he's just getting relaxed. So the same situation can be viewed by different people differently. Difference in perception. So when you are communicating with that person, you have that perception. So with that mind, with that perception, you will communicate with him. That can create problem in communication. Difference in perception. Then closed mind. This point also I had talked when we were learning listening skill. Even jargon का भी मैंने reference दिया था listening skill के वक्त. Now I remember. So closed mind person, these are the people who think that they know everything. उनको ऐसा लगता है उनको सभी चीज पता है, and somebody is telling something new, anything different, they will not accept that. So suppose I am telling somebody one new concept, or the same concept I am telling in a different way, some additional information I am inputting into that, but the person to whom I am talking to can be a close-minded person. So he may think that I know everything, I know this thing, why she is telling me that again? So the person will not listen to you. Closed-minded people. So you must be open-minded. Though you know that thing, but still you should listen to the person so that you will get some extra input. और कोई चीजें नई चीजें सीखने को भी मिल सकती है ना? So that you should be open-minded. If a close-minded person is there, the person will not listen, will not pay attention to what you say, because he has the notion he knows everything. Okay, under the sky, whatever is there, he knows everything. So he will not listen to you. Then poor retention. Retention का मतलब हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है ना, poor retention. What is poor retention? The ability to keep the message, store the message in your brain. Retention, retaining the message, remembering the message. That is called as retention. Poor retention, if the person to whom you are dealing with does not have good retention, he has the problem of poor retention, then every time when you are dealing with him, you have to tell the earlier things, earlier messages that you have talked with him. Because if he has forgotten whatever told to him, then the next message, next communication will be a failure. Suppose, say for example, one meeting has been conducted. A few discussions have taken place in that meeting. And to the same person you are dealing next time. But he does not remember what has done in the meeting. Usko kuch bhi yaad nahi hai meeting mein kya hua. Based on the discussions done on the meeting, if you are communicating with him, आप मीटिंग में जो कुछ भी उसके बेसिस के ऊपर ही आप नेक्स्ट मैसेज बोल रहे हो, उसको पहले वाला क्या वो भी याद नहीं है, then how he will be able to understand your message? अभी का मैसेज समझ में आएगा इसको? He will not, क्योंकि जो earlier messages है वो भूल गया है, poor retention है, he has forgotten them, so the next messages he will not be able to understand. So poor retention, the poor ability to remember the messages can create difficulty in communication. Then next is halo and horn effect. हम लोगों के साथ भी ऐसे होता है ना. Now what is this halo and horn effect? Halo effect means you like the person a lot and you bestow the glory on him or her. आपको person बहुत पसंद. You like the person. Your friend है, relative है, family member है, any person. So you bestow glory on the person. Bestowing glory means आप उनको glorify करते हो. कोई भी चीज वो बताए आप ऐसे ही सुनते रहोगे. You will listen everything. You will understand everything. Like that, your mental condition is there. Okay. Horn effect is opposite to that. Horn में क्या होता है? You don't like the person. So whatever the person tells to you, you will not either pay attention. Though you have paid attention, you will not try to process whatever you have listened. ये processing नहीं करेंगे. Or there are chances you will not accept those told by the person. Horn effect. Okay. So halo effect, you like the person. Horn effect, you dislike the person. Halo effect, then you will bestow glory, and whatever the person will say, you will accept it. You will understand that. Though it is wrong, though it is not in a proper way of communication, you will understand. Opposite to that, information, truthful information, but still you have that horn effect, because of which you will not listen to the person. Problem in communication. Receiver is not ready to receive the message. Na? Receiver ready नहीं है message receive करने के लिए. Processing तो बाद में होगा, decoding तो बाद में होगा, but he is not ready to receive the message. Problem in communication. So the listener or the receiver of the message may develop halo or horn effect towards the speaker. Halo effect refers to splendor or glory bestowed on a famous or revered person. Horn effect is opposite of halo effect. Next, emotions. See, emotions of a person, whether sender or receiver of the message, affects the communication process. Affect करेगा ना? Affect and effect both, मतलब meaning is same, but there is slight difference. Affect A से start होता है. It is a verb. ये verb है, मतलब परिणाम करना. Effect मतलब परिणाम. It is noun. That you should remember. I have used affect. Okay. So which kind of effect happens over there? Suppose though the person is sender or receiver, doesn't matter, but your emotional state of mind
can create difficulty in your communication process. Suppose you are excited, very excited. आप receiver हो, sender हो, problem नहीं है. Excited हो, आप message properly prepare नहीं कर पाओगे. You will not be able to communicate that message properly. बहुत बार ऐसे होते हैं, आप बहुत हंसते हो. When you are laughing a lot, whether it is possible for you to communicate the message, आप बोलोगे तो भी उसको समझ में नहीं आएगा कि क्या बोल रहा है. Emotional state of mind, sad हो, excited हो, बहुत गुस्से में हो, you are in aggression, in that angry mood, you will not be able to send the message properly, even to receive the message properly. So your emotions can create difficulty, problems when you receive the message as well as when you send the message to another person. Then next is slanting. Okay, we will continue this in the next lecture. Or shall I finish this? No, there are many. We will stop with this too, because I don't want to create a kind of burden on your mind, because I'm teaching you psychological barrier, and if I overburden your mind, then it will be waste of my time and yours also, because you will not understand a single thing. So I don't want to pressurize you. So we will continue with this in the next lecture. Next lecture, next week, not in this week. By the time you have to revise, you have understood what is barriers, try to find out some information online, come up with that information and share that with me in the next lecture. Okay, I hope you understood this and enjoyed this. I told you, physical is bit a kind of boring topic, but language and psychological are very interesting topics that you will enjoy.